Hello, my name is Ray Gustinelli, and I'm the Vice President of Product Development at Home & Abroad. Today we'll be looking at Home & Abroad's Fogglight On-Demand application, which was released in beta in November of last year at the Focusrite Travel Conference, where it won one of the Innovation Awards for Travel Software Excellence. The application is the first in the travel space to enable a user to build a trip planner for a travel website, to build a full-blown travel website from scratch, or most exciting, to build a network of travel websites targeted at specific kinds of travelers, themes, destinations, events, and more. Now, the application is very easy to use, and it has inventory integrated from hotel and flight suppliers, restaurants from OpenTable, destination activities from Viator and GoCard, books from Amazon, a wealth of attraction content, and one of the industry's leading trip planners. The application is in use by a number of well-known brands, and I'm going to show you some of the home pages of the sites using the system, including Hawaiian Airlines, whose homepage you see here. The trip planning tools you see here are actually the product of the Fogglight platform, which allowed Hawaiian Airlines to integrate in all of the trip planning functionality into a site with their branding. It's also in use by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. You can see their trip planner homepage here. You Promise, Marriott Hotels, AirTran, Starwood Hotels, Starwood Caribbean, and many more. I'll move on from here, but I wanted to give you the sense for how major brands have been adopting the technology. Our intent, in fact, was to validate this application at the top of the demand curve and then, using Fogglight, build the largest network of travel websites on the internet. So let's take a look now at Fogglight in action. What we're going to do today is go through a simple wizard process of 5 steps, which will enable a small to medium business within the travel space to create their own travel website with trip planning tools, just like the major brands have been doing. I'm going to go ahead and get started, and we'll take as our case study today a small boutique hotel in our hometown of Boulder, Colorado. We'll call the hotel the Flatiron Inn, and we'll go through this wizard process, the result of which will be a full-blown travel website for the Flatiron Inn, integrating in all of the trip planning tools and the inventory that I mentioned previously. On the first screen, we capture personal information for the proprietor of the Flatiron Inn. I've gone ahead and pre-populated some of this information to save us some typing. The domain URL specified here is the location on the internet where the site will be resident. It's under a fogglight.com domain by default, but that can be mapped to a top-level domain of the user's choice. At every step along the way, we provide field-level help to make this as easy as possible for a non-technical user to build sites. We also provide page-level help at every step in the process, and some breadcrumbs to help the user understand at what point in the process they are. With the personal information entered, we have a second step here where we select the destinations to be supported by the travel site. If we were a business with a national scope, or indeed an international scope, we might choose to select all of the over 100 destinations supported by the tool. But since in our case study here, we're just dealing with a single boutique hotel in Boulder, I'm going to go ahead and just choose Boulder, Colorado as the destination I want to support. Scroll down to the bottom and move to the next step, where we get to customize the appearance of the site we're building. We have several options here. We have a few different layouts that we can have our home page and site adopt. I'm going to choose one with some text and sidebar information on the right side of the screen. We also have several options with regard to the theme. As I click through the different theme options, you'll see the preview pane down here change accordingly. I like some of the graphical aspects of the Raspberry theme, so I'm going to keep that for now, but what I'm going to do is override some of these colors to get the site that I'm creating to mirror as closely as possible the Flatiron Inn's corporate home site. So I'm going to pick out some of these brown colors here, choose this one up here, to get the header and the footer to be a little bit closer to the site I would like to emulate. We'll move on to the next step where we get to personalize some other imagery and messaging on the site. First option is to select or upload a homepage image. We can take the default for the theme we've selected. We can upload our own custom image. We actually make available a library of photographs from the Fogglight library for users to choose from, and I think I will in fact go into the photo library, scroll down, and see that we have some very attractive images for use by those building sites. This one is in fact an image of the Flatirons, and I'll say that I wish to use that one as my main homepage image. Next, I can specify a logo either by typing in and styling text or by uploading a custom image from my hard drive. And in this case, I do have a logo available. Go ahead and browse over to that location and upload the Flatiron Inn logo to the system. Very good. The next step is to put in some messaging. Optionally, I'll save some typing by cutting and pasting in a little welcome message for my site. I'll style that with the in-browser WYSIWYG editor and move on to the final step in the process, which is where I get to configure some booking functions on the site. The first option is to be able to specify a text link or a graphic link that would link back to the booking functions that might be resident on a separate site for the person creating the site here. In this case, the Flatiron Inn does have a booking page, we'll say on their corporate home site, and we'll have them choose to use one of the library graphics that we make available, an attractive reservations graphic here, and specify the URL to book to. We'll say the flatironin.com/booking is the page we want to link to from this particular graphic. We now have some interesting revenue share opportunities available for Fogglight partners creating sites. The first is to integrate a booking engine from Expedia. There's a financial incentive for the creator of the site to go ahead and include that, because any end user who uses that engine to book, be it a flight, a cruise, a package of any sort, rental car, whatever, will generate a commission revenue which is shared 50-50 between Fogglight and the proprietor of the Flatiron Inn in this case, or anybody creating a site. So we'll go ahead and include the Expedia booking engine. We also have the option to include hotel listings, also from Expedia and also with a revenue share opportunity for those creating sites. In this case, since our case study is in fact a boutique hotel itself, the proprietor of the Flatiron Inn would not want their competitors listed, so we're going to choose to exclude hotels from the site that we're creating. And finally, we can choose to include tour listings. These come from Viator and GoCard, and once again, revenue share opportunity. Anybody using the site to book tours will generate a revenue share on the commission between Fogglight and the site owner. So we'll include those on the site, and that's it. A very quick 5-step process and the website is complete. We can view the site, which we'll do in just a minute, but just to let you know that anything that was set up during our wizard process is changeable on the fly by going into an administration dashboard, and we'll explore that in a separate video in this series. We show the user helpful ways to link to the site that's just been created, and also give some functionality around sending out email campaigns. Again, that'll be the subject of a future video, but let's go ahead for the time being and take a look at the site that we've just created. Indeed, we have our Flatiron Inn logo uploaded, our homepage imagery here, very attractively styled, reservations graphic linking back to the homepage or the booking page of the Flatiron Inn, some messaging, and most importantly, all of the features and functionality included in the award-winning trip planning functionality that all of those major brands have adopted, now having been made available to a small to medium business within the travel space very easily and very quickly. We're going to stop the demonstration here. I invite you to watch the further videos in this series, which will explore the trip planner functionality in more depth, and also some of the advanced features available through Foglight's administration dashboard. Thanks a lot for your time today. Happy travels.